Hi there, my name is Robbert and I'm a Sitecore Technology MVP from the Netherlands. In this video, I would like to walk you through a script or a project on GitHub, which I worked on, that is actually able to create a Docker asset image for your custom Sitecore module. So I actually got this idea through two blog posts, and this one from Ave Mihaly, where he's actually walking through all these steps, how to create a Docker asset image for your Sitecore module. He gave some excellent presentations at two user groups, which you can read up on in my blog post that is posted below this video, where you have to do certain things when you have your Sitecore module, which has core database items, DLLs, config files, uh, master DB items. It requires you to have a certain structure in order to really create a Docker asset image. It will use the Sitecore Azure Toolkit. You need to prepare stuff, you need to run, convert your normal Sitecore package first to a web deploy package. After that, you need a certain structure where you need to copy in your specific files, and then all the way you have to, in the end, make it public and create the image and upload the image to Docker Hub. My module doesn't do that last part, but it basically creates the whole structure in an automated fashion. And I want to walk you through this whole project in this video. The second post, which is from Erica Stockwell-Albert, working at Valier. She basically used that post from RV as well, and yeah, she's basically walking through the same steps before as well, and then referring to Sitecore documentation here. We can open up this Sitecore documentation for, and then in this case, let's have a look at it for Sitecore 10.1. There's a lot of documentation on how to add Sitecore modules and what you need in order for a Docker asset image structure. So yeah, my project does all that. So here on GitHub, you can actually find it, Sitecore module Docker asset image creator. So I'm going to clone this repo, and I'm going to clone it, and then I'm going to show you how to actually run it. Before we actually run this and clone this, I'm having another project which I worked on, which was Sitecore Data Exchange Gutters project, which basically adds a couple of gutters for data exchange framework. You can basically pick any project, and maybe the nice thing would be to actually have a look at this this export builder tool from. So maybe we have to just have a look at Sitecore.export builder from Arve himself. So I'm opening it up in GitHub. Let's have a look here. Let's just jump in here. So search for all of GitHub. Apparently there is a code here, export builder. So maybe we should just choose this as a package. So here apparently in the master, there's only one master branch. And here basically we have, in the SE package folder, we have this export builder .zip file. Yeah, so I'm going to download this right now. And I'm also going to download one of the, so I've got a bunch of releases for this module. This one is guides for data exchange frameworks for Sitecore 10.1.1 for data exchange framework 6. So let's grab this zip file as well and download it. So now I've got two packages which I can easily create a custom Docker asset image structure for. And then later on, we can actually create a repository on Docker Hub, and from there build the image and upload the image for public availability. So I'm going to copy this once more, and I'm going to clone it in source tree. So I've opened up source tree, which is a Git UI. I can actually clone my project, and I'm going to check it out to see projects and then the name of the project. So let's clone this. That was cloned successfully. So now that we have that in place, we're going to open up a PowerShell prompt and check out the project, and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the execution as well, and I'll walk you through it in order what it does automatically for you. See you in a bit. So I've opened up this Windows PowerShell window in admin mode. So let's go back and let's go to see projects, Sitecore Module, Docker Asset Image Creator. So let's open up this project in Visual Studio Code. Okay. Now, in the package folder, there's a README file where you should put your Sitecore module.zip Sitecore package into this directory. Now, I already copied in that downloaded guides for Sitecore data exchange framework package, but also that Sitecore export builder 01.zip package. You can basically drop in just as many packages as you want, because in the end, our script will pass in a module package name, and yeah, the script will handle the auto creation of a Docker asset image for a given Sitecore module. The script is intended to automate most of the steps, or some steps that need to be taken in order to create a custom Docker asset image for your Sitecore module. As I mentioned before, I got this inspiration from those two blog posts, and yeah, let's get into the execution of it. So we see here we have this this package. Let's go back to Visual Studio Code, because this will be the first package that I'm copying over the name here. And if we go back to PowerShell, we can actually run create Sitecore module and then pass in the module package name, which in this case is this Sitecore expat builder 1. If we actually don't pass it in and we just execute this, then basically you can see, hey, an error is thrown. Make sure you pass in the module package name parameter. For example, something like this. So let's clear the screen and let's do pass in that zip file. So what it now will do, once I actually pass it in, the script will actually download the Sitecore Azure Toolkit, which it needs to create a web deploy package. It will create a web deploy package. It will create a structure of which is necessary for the Docker custom asset image, and it will inspect this export builder 1.zip file and copies over the necessary files that are in that package, and we'll copy that over into the new Docker asset image structure. So let's execute this. Now, as you can see now, it's trying to download Sitecore Azure Toolkit download. The script will go very fast in the end once this is done. I think the Sitecore Azure Toolkit is around, I don't know, 70 megabytes. I'm not sure which method I'm using, probably invoke web request. So it's a little bit slower in terms of download. Once it's there in the directory, then basically you don't need to execute this again, because then you have that latest Sitecore Azure Toolkit in there. So let's wait until this finishes. Okay, so it downloaded the Azure Toolkit, that zip file. Now it's extracting that Azure Toolkit, and off it goes. All right, wow, that was fast, right? So let's scroll all the way out what it actually did. So basically it started extracting that Azure Toolkit, and it extracted that to the SAT folder, which stands for Sitecore Azure Toolkit directory. Now it started converting that Sitecore module, which was that export builder one, to a Sitecore web deploy package. So your Sitecore module was converted to a Sitecore web deploy package, and it ended up in this directory, in the SCWBD folder, all in the same directory. Now it started extracting that web deploy package, and it immediately created that Sitecore module asset image structure. So it created a module folder. Inside the module folder, create a CM folder with a content folder, and inside that module folder also created the DB folder, Solar, and Tools folders. Then it started copying over all the contents from the web deploy package to the Sitecore module asset image structure. So in the CM content folder, we ended up with the app config folder. In that app config folder, include folder, expat builder, and then some configuration from that module. In the bin folder, we have the DLLs, and in the end, we'll end up with a structure of, in the module folder, of a structure of, we have a Docker file, then we have the CM folder, DB folder, where we have our DACPAC files. In this case, this module only has items for the Sitecore core database, and these are basically, we have a Sitecore client application, the expat builder, which actually consists of a bunch of JS files and CSS files and JSON files and a couple of more. So this is really familiar to the blog post from Arve, where you actually basically ended up with this as well. And the script does all this for you without needing to do this because that's what the script is doing for you. Yeah, and then of course, yippee-ki-yay at the end. So if we now go back here, you can basically see we have this SAT folder where I downloaded that Sitecore Azure Toolkit folder, all the contents in the Azure Toolkit. We have a web deploy package of that expat builder script. These are basically an extraction of the contents in there, and then in the end, what we need is basically this is in the end the most important output, which is the module directory, which has this Docker file. The only base image is basically that nano server image, and then we have this structure where all the configuration from that Sitecore package was copied over. So basically, expat builder configuration, dependency injection configuration, that DLL is there. We have in Sitecore, we have all these files, and then in DB, we have the Sitecore door core deckpack file. And that's basically it. So in the end, so if I go to this this directory here, and I basically show this, then this is exactly, it has the right structure in order to create your custom Docker asset image. And then basically we are here. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to actually create an image from that from the structure. Now, this is of course not my module, so I'm going to go one level up. I'm going to clear my screen. I'm going to now run create, but then with a module package, package name of, let's go back here, because in that package file, and once you actually rerun it, it will completely wipe out the module folder, the web deployer folder. It will have this still, because it doesn't really need to download. The Sitecore Azure Toolkit once more. So let's pass in this gutters for Sitecore.zip file. And if I run this now, I'm basically creating a totally new asset image structure for my module again. So as you can see here, my module is way smaller, just has a configuration, has a DLL, and it has some core database items. And that's basically it. So now you can actually see in the module folder, we have CM, add config, we have data exchange framework gutters, which adds a couple of commands. We have this DLL, and we have a different deckpack file for my custom core database items. The module doesn't do anything at the moment. For example, if you have the SXA module, you need some additional Solr indexes that in the end ends up in this. The script is not so smart that, and I haven't tested it or explored that a little bit further. I haven't had a look at, for example, what Sitecore comes out of the box with in terms of the SXA image. So that's definitely, and if you want to run additional scripts, which normally end up in the tools folder, yeah, I haven't explored that one as well. But I'm pretty confident that in the end, this yeah, asset image creator will definitely help you get up to speed. For example, if you have a module which you have like 6 or 7 versions of a package for different versions of Sitecore, you can just run them very easily, build the Docker image, upload it to a Docker Hub, and then create another image for a different package. So it really speeds it up, hopefully. Yeah, that's about it for now. In my next video, I'll be showing you how to actually build that image. For now, the instructions are completely here. So you need to log into Docker and then create the asset. And this is already done in the experts folder. The only thing that in the end you need to build that Docker image from that module directory. And yeah, in the next video I'm going to do that. I just wanted to bring this module out. It's currently still in the private state, but I'm going to make it public once I have the video and blog post out. So yeah, in the blog post I'll add these links that I mentioned. Below this YouTube video you can actually see the links that I mentioned here on this blog post, and also the link to this GitHub repo. And yeah, give a thumbs up if you like it. So thank you very much for watching this video, and hope you like it, and hope it adds something to the Docker Sitecore community. Bye bye, till later.